On the news tonight, political stakeholders call for the trust building and improved security to ensure credible electoral outcomes. Federal government moves to boost student economic resilience, introduces entrepreneur innovation and business incubation certification program. Bukadex installed as matron of the Nigerian Tailoring Association, Zone 2. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 7 on Nta Ijebu Ode. My name is Ifeoluwa Ashalu and here are the details of our bulletin. As political activities begin to gather momentum ahead of the 2027 general elections, crisis communicators in Nigeria insist a combination of public distrust and insecurity is critical to achieving credible electoral outcomes. Elizabeth Omori reports that this formed part of recommendations from a report on Nigeria's information environment presented by the Chairman Center for Crisis Communication, Major General Chris Olukolade, RTD, in Abuja.
False and misleading information, whether shared unintentionally or deliberately, can seriously harm society. Its impact ranges from weakening trust in institutions to fueling real-world harm and deepening division.
The CCC proposes as follows: more timely and coordinated communication during crisis, a strengthened and fact-checking mechanism, enhanced collaboration among government, media, and civil society, and then greater public awareness to enable citizens identify misinformation.
Ahead of the 2027 general elections, communicators and social analysts warn against usually linked to elections globally. They suggest regulation of content dissemination online and real time.
Don't circulate an information you are not sure of or that has not been verified. For instance, through WhatsApp, don't forward a message that sounds fake news or a news item that has not been verified. That's one way every citizen can nip in the bud the threat of misinformation.
With emerging technologies at play, false narratives, experts say, easily creep into society, and the government should look into swift clarification of public documents to bridge information gaps. Recommendations of the findings include establishment of a crisis communication hub to detect and counter fake news, as well as provide communication frameworks. Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nigeria's two major political parties, the All Progressive Congress (APC) and the People's Democratic Party (PDP), are deliberate about renewing their efforts to strengthen internal unity and redefine the political direction. The APC convention seemed consolidating progress through unity and consensus. Party stakeholders on Good Morning Nigeria explained reflect why the APC adopted consensus in selecting key officials, emphasizing stability and teamwork. Lydia Sampson reports.
Stakeholders from both parties are optimistic about the future and their approach towards their convention. For the APC panel, President Bola Ahmed in infrastructure development, economic reform, and investment recovery accomplishment gained support from state governors who joined the party, as well as party leaders across the country, leading to the consensus, which is also enshrined in the party constitution.
Adopting the consensus arrangement is something that every party member should be happy with, and that will ensure peace and harmony within the party.
8,400, for example, will be coming for the convention. So if no arrangement of consensus is done, you can imagine 8,400 people going to vote at the same time. They come back to vote again. The voting will be up to 5 days.
They also applauded President Tinubu's leadership style, which they noted is driven by dialogue and inclusiveness, credited for resolving disputes and reinforcing party cohesion. For the PDP panel, the forthcoming convention, with the theme Renewing Hope, Rebuilding Strength, reflects the party's determination to reposition itself as a formidable opposition force. They were on the same page that despite facing 9 litigations over its leadership structure, the party is emerging stronger as the girls reaffirm their commitment to internal reform, unity, and the restoration of public confidence.
The party is coming together to showcase unity and then to also launch a renewal to give hope not only to its party members but to Nigeria as the main opposition party.
We seem to be emerging stronger from all the ashes of those needless conflicts. As it is today, the party has two major factions trying to come together, and this convention offers an opportunity for that reinvention to take place.
We encourage everybody who is well-meaning and who thinks that PDP still holds that hope for Nigerians and for moving this country to make sure that Nigeria moves from one step to the other, to come together so we can all work together to deliver the party.
The stakeholders express optimism that PDP will overcome internal challenges and reclaim its place as a credible alternative on Nigeria's political stage. In Abuja, Lydia Samson, NTA News.
The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security is implementing a major reform in Nigeria's cooperative sector, as directed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This was disclosed during the 8th regular meeting of the National Council on Cooperative Affairs in Abuja. Musa Baba Aliyu has the details.
All key stakeholders in cooperative sector, including commissioners from all the 36 states of the Federation, are present in this hall. It is the 8th meeting of the National Council on Cooperative Affairs, chaired by the Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Dr. Aliu Sabi Abdullahi. The meeting themed Revitalizing Nigeria's Cooperative Sector focused on reforms under the Renewed Hope agenda.
The cooperative movement remains a powerful tool for grassroots mobilization, poverty reduction, and economic empowerment across Nigeria.
Key issues discussed include the digital registration and documentation of cooperatives and review of the Act establishing cooperatives, among others.
If Nigeria must feed itself, empower its citizens, reduce poverty, and expand prosperity, then revamping and modernizing the cooperative sector is not optional. It is indeed urgent and non-negotiable.
As of 2025, there are approximately 370,000 registered cooperative societies across the country, with millions of members contributing significantly to Nigeria's social and economic development. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
The Nigerian Forest Security Service, NFSS, says it will continue to leverage its rich and personal strength to assist in restoring peace to the vast ungoverned spaces in the country. The Commander General NFSS, Joshua Osatimeyi, affirmed this at a media briefing the service headquarters in Abuja. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports.
Nigeria's total landmass is approximately 923,768 square kilometers, encompassing diverse range of geographical features, including tropical rainforests in the south, savanna grasslands in the central and northern region, as well as semi-arid zones near the Sahel. With over 4,000 kilometers of land borders with neighboring countries, many of which are unmanned, addressing the porous borders is crucial for enhancing national and international security, as they contribute to cross-border criminal activities and terrorism. This is where the Nigerian Forest Security Service is throwing its weight, with presence in the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT, to complement the security architecture in the country.
We have also been trained by the military on weapon handling and synergy with the critical stakeholders. And before we sent a bill to National Assembly for Nigeria Hunter and Forest Security Service to be integrated into national security, approval will be given. And I want to use this opportunity to appreciate Mr. President for the approval. The coordination is through the Office of the National Security Advisor.
The service is also embarking on a comprehensive health scheme for personnel and their families free of charge. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Following the elevation of Commissioner of Police Olondare Jimo to the rank of Assistant Inspector General of Police, a new commissioner has been deployed to the Lagos State Police Command. ESCP Tijani Fatai, the 42nd Commissioner of Police in the state. Musa Toliat captures the handing and taking over ceremony at the Police Command headquarters in Lagos. The report.
It was his last assignment as Commissioner of Police, having been elevated to the rank of Assistant Inspector General of Police. Nta Ijebu says the notorious gang specialized in using a Mercedes-Benz car jack, modified to look like firearms to gain access into estates within Lagos metropolis.
Some of these vandals go in the guise of carrying what we have with me here, which is a jack, and go to some estates and present it as if it's a rifle in this manner. In demonstrating it in this manner with a spanner on it, created the sound as if a rifle is being called.
He disclosed that the suspects arrested admitted to committing the crime and are assisting the police detectives in the further investigation of the case. Items recovered from the suspects, such as brain box and various modified Mercedes-Benz jack, were displayed on the table.
The gang concentrate on the removal of brain box, like this is a brain box, or the one that was recovered from them today. Tapping glasses, like this, for quick intervention. They can get us on 0806 3299264.
Police command advises residents, particularly estate management and security guards, to exercise vigilance and promptly report suspicious movements to the nearest divisional headquarters. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 7 on Nta Ijebu Ode. The news will continue after the short break. Please stay with us.
Nta Ijebu Ode, your heritage station.
Nigeria Television Authority, Nta Ijebu Ode Heritage Station. A station that updates you on latest information, news, people day-to-day activities. We promote Nigeria culture. We bring to you educative program and talk shows for young and old. We give you latest updates from the world of sports. We also bring to you updates from the entertainment world. We are the best among the rest. We are available on StarTimes Channel 103 and UHF 63.
Nta Ijebu Ode, your heritage station.
Thank you for staying tuned. Nta Ijebu Ode, popularly known as Bukadex, has been installed as the matron of the Nigerian Union of Tailors Zone 2 Ijebu Ode. The ceremony was witnessed by dignitaries within and outside the tailoring profession. Correspondent reports that the event took place at Nta Ijebu Ode premises. The report. The installation of Nta Ijebu Ode, popularly known as Bukadex, as matron by the Nigerian Union of Tailors Zone 2 Ijebu Ode, brings together notable dignitaries from within and outside the tailoring profession. The chairman of the day, Honorable Femi Ogubanwo, alongside the father of the day, Senator Lamilekon Adeola Yayi, represented by Dr. Niyi Oshoba, described the tailoring profession as one of the partners of government that reduces unemployment, as well improved the gross domestic product of the country, and pledged their wavering support for the union under the new matron, Bukadex leadership.
I've always been supporting them, and I will continue to support them. That one I can assure them. They have told us about their requests, but I can assure them that we will attend to their requests.
Our charge is that the union should continue to be united, to work as a team, and to ensure that they are also committed to the ideals of democracy.
In her acceptance speech, the newly installed Iyaigbe pointed out that the occasion marks a significant milestone in her life as she promised to embrace a new role with full responsibility. She also urged the government to initiate policies and empowerment programs, as well as provide working tools and financial support to members of the union across the zone.
Well, I am happy because it is a new beginning. I think a title has been added to my name from today. And to the expectation you asked of, they should expect more collaboration because we have been working together as partners in progress. From today, I think we will have more better days ahead.
Speaking on the choice of Nta Ijebu Ode as the matron, the Yaoba of the zone, Mrs. Adeshola Bakre, and the Yeye Ategbeshe of the zone, Evangelist Yanoluwa Odubote, commended the doggedness of the new matron and other dignitaries for being pillars of support for the zone. The installation ceremony also featured fashion parades by representatives of each of the 10 units that made up of the Zone 2. presentation of awards to members of units, and fundraising for the building of a befitting secretariat for the union. Nta Ijebu Ode, Ifeoluwa Shalu. Every student going into a Nigerian university will now graduate with 2 distinct credentials, the premier academic degree and a professional certification in entrepreneurship under the Entrepreneurship Innovation and Business Incubation Certificate program. This, the federal government says, is not only about training, but also placing the tools of economic survival firmly in their own hands. Zaniret Nigmon report.
The unemployed graduate narrative in Nigeria is now witnessing a slow fade into history as the Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Business Incubation Certification becomes a mandatory reality. Under the new mandate, all students across faculties simultaneously become students of business, and this is to ensure that when a graduate wears their motorboard, it is accompanied with a blueprint for a viable venture.
Once you realize that enterprise component, you don't need to go look for a job. You create the one you want to do before leaving the university system.
The certification is more than an add-on. It is a commitment to fostering creativity and sustainable enterprise among Nigerians' most valuable assets.
We need to be able to trigger value creation focus, the identity for Nigeria.
The beginning of a new paradigm, one that shifts our young people from job seekers to job creators, from passive learners to active innovators, and from graduates to nation builders.
Education is not only theoretical, but also functional, relevant, and responsive to the needs of our economy.
And as questions of infrastructure support and provision for seed capital spring up, the federal government reaffirms that all necessary arrangements are in motion, especially at the 14 universities benefiting in the first phase. In Abuja, Zenred Dingmon, NTA News.
As part of efforts to cope with increasing cases and enhance efficiency in the dispensation of justice, the President of the ECOWAS Court of Justice, Justice Ricardo Goncalves, has unveiled the 2026 to 2030 Strategic Plan of Action of the Community Court. Judiciary Correspondent Nta Ijebu report.
The ECOWAS Court of Justice has, as part of its role, promoting the rule of law and protecting the fundamental human rights of citizens within the region. Thus, under the 2026 to 2030 strategic plan, the regional court has mapped out key priority areas, which include stakeholders' engagement, strengthening its jurisprudence, strengthening institutional capacity, digital transformation, and improved case management by reducing delay in adjudication of cases.
Strategic Plan 2026-2030 is a product of rigorous reflection, inclusive consultation, and forward-looking analysis. It sets out a roadmap that is both ambitious and pragmatic.
The overall idea is to build a court that is just, open, transparent, accountable, and responsive to the yearnings of the people within the West African sub-region. The president of the court harps on efficient judicial leadership going forward and task other staff of the court to evolve a new culture of work ethic and plan clearly to achieve the overall goal of the court.
The court cannot and does not act in isolation. The relevance of the court depends on the active collaboration of these actors in the enforcement of its decisions, in legal harmonization, in capacity building, but also in the promotion of a culture of legality and accountability.
Representatives of other development partners applauded the initiative by the community court. Stakeholders agreed that achieving the set out goals requires a shared commitment by all. From the ECOWAS Court Complex, Abuja, Austin Anyebe, NTA News.
And that completes our news text for tonight on Nta Ijebu Ode. I am Ifeoluwa Shalu. Thank you for watching and have a beautiful weekend.